evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Pilot Review Show. I am Captain Blade J52, and I am joined this week by some of my merry cohorts. We have somewhere trying to find a place to recharge his mobile emitter, Artie.
He's behind you.
I blended.
You know, I thought that was a bridge officer.
Good at doing this.
And then, standing in front of me with a giant mini gun doing Kirby things, we have Teacher of the Kirby variety.
Is this supposed to be glowing like that?
Yep.
He meant it the size of the gun.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, hi out there in YouTube and Twitch land, and you're behind me post saying we're wrong. And he's right, we all are wrong. This is
Well, I mean, we hang out here, that's part of the problem, but... Anyways, if I sound horrible, that's in part because of allergies and everything. But, anyways, we've got quite a bit of stuff to get through this week. So, I guess we should probably go ahead and get started, including some info drops on our new expansion. But first, we have an Enter the Breach on our consoles from April the 19th until May the 10th. And everything, captains between levels 50 to 60 can queue for the 5-man version of the Breach event. This is the one where folks will remember you do the trench run, you take on the Voth City ship, and then you get some fat loot at the end of it. This time you guys are going for the Voth Phase Decoy console, which will cloak your ship for 20 seconds, disabling shields and preventing othermost actions, and it will summon a duplicate of the ship to fight and distract foes as long as you remain cloaked. It says whenever destroyed, the duplicate will emit a pulse that sets engines offline and deals electrical damage to foes within 10 kilometers. Provides a passive boost to hull capacity and anti-proton damage. So, pretty nice little console
20% anti-proton
and everything.
damage, and it's a true universal, so you can put it in anything. So basically, you can put it in Cyber Engineering instead of TAC. So you can have this in addition to your normal tactical consoles.
Yep.
So I was actually about to say, so basically another free TAC console for AP. But yeah. And the good thing, in case folks are wondering about this particular version of the Breach, since this is the event version, it's basically you go in there, you do the trench run, you nuke the power cores, and then you get the heck out of Dodge. So you don't have to fight the big citadels, you don't have to close the big doors and all the stuff you'd have to do in a normal Breach run. But, yeah, that's, any
well, the further thoughts,
on
if you do
this one from you
enjoy
guys?
the longer Breach run and want to do that, it will give you credit for the longer Breach run. So if you wanted to do the one where you do the whole do the doors and go through the, you know, the whole thing.
The whole spiel.
The whole shebang. Then you can do that and still get the goodie. Still get the, oh, what is it that they give out? The Voth.
Oh, the operative transmissions.
Thank you.
Little,
transmissions. You can still get those from doing the normal Breach run once a day. But they do unlock the event version, which is much shorter. So if you're like me and go through on like 20 different tunes, I do the shorter one every time. You know, whereas somebody else who maybe only has 1 or 3 or 4 tunes, they might want to do the longer one because maybe they enjoy that. So there you go.
Basically what she's saying is she has a lot of time on her hands.
Job.
But, well, that too. But, anyways, folks, that's, basically in a nutshell what's going on with this event and everything. Definitely get it because it is a free console, and, well, you can't beat the price of free, except if they pay you, but, you know, then that's a completely different thing. But, anyways, we will have that in the notes for our console players to check out. But, moving along, we have our DS9 rebuild.
Yee! Oh, this is mine.
Yes.
Yay! So, they have rebuilt, or are rebuilding DS9. The new DS9 will be released to holodeck with the release of Victory is Life in June. Might help if I actually go and look at the article. Sorry.
Just a little bit.
But yeah. It gets a total rebuild.
Oh.
And, they've completely redone it, and let me tell you, because I've been there, it looks awesome sauce. They've really gone detail oriented. I think one of Taco Fang's blogs or tweets was saying he had like 26,000 screenshots of DS9 from the actual series that he was working from. Yeah, it's just, and it shows. It definitely, the detail in there is definitely obvious.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there are little Easter eggs. Like if you stand outside of Quarks long enough, there's a little auditory Easter egg that you'll hear. And I won't spoil it for you, but Darcy doesn't have.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you are a lifetime or a gold member, a subscribed member, you can access the rebuild of DS9 on Tribble currently. Free-to-play members will simply have to wait until the release of Victory's Life, or go find a video that shows an exploration of the new Deep Space Nine. More on that later in this show. Questions, comments?
Indeed.
The promotional photos that you see in the article, I just love it because you see the whole, oh, this is what it looks like from the dev's perspective. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this is very nice. Even if it's not detailed or anything, it's still very much an improvement without the details that they've added. And then when you see the details they've added, it's such a great improvement.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just look at Quark's Bar. You can it's all one big room now. You can just go in and out
I know.
willy-nilly.
You don't have to change instances to go in.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I will admit, when I was on Tribble, I spent like a good 10 minutes going, I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out.
Surprise me.
Why does that not
because as the
surprise me
RPer,
knowing
I
him?
hate loading times and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
I know.
having such the big immersion bit, like DS9 actually looking like DS9, I felt so alive.
Yeah.
Yep. But it is definitely a work of art and everything. They've gone pretty much all out with this
Most
new
definitely
rebuild.
they have.
So, yeah.
So, like, they even mentioned that that they only showed a portion of the actual promenade ring in the show, and they had to fill out the extra 220 degrees of the circle. So that's kind of an interesting little tidbit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it definitely looks amazing. I mean, I thought they had DS9 nailed the first time for the most part, with the exception of, going into Quarks and stuff like that, but...
Right.
Yep.
But, oh my god, was I wrong. They haven't. They've definitely improved on it. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Moving right along.
But, anyways, that's what we have for this particular blog, but we'll have that in the notes for those of you wanting to check it out. Highly encourage you guys to check it out on Tribble. If you're able to do so, you will not be disappointed. But, anyways, moving along, we have an R&D promo for our consoles.
Starting April 19th and ending May 10th, there's a promotional Tier 6 starship, Infinity R&D promotion, where you can get the Krenim Anarax Science Dreadnought, the two different Elachi Dreadnoughts, the Intel and Command, the Jem'hadar Strike Ship and Recon Ship, the 23rd Century Tier 6 ships, the 26th Century Heavy Dreadnoughts, the Amari class Smuggler Heavy Escort, the Sona Collector Science Dreadnought, and the Zenkethi Zentar Dreadnought Carrier. I will just go ahead and read the note here, just so you know. Only newly purchased research and development packs will offer the chance to win the Special Requisition Choice Pack Tier 6 Promotional Ship Choice Pack. What a mouthful. During this promotional event, packs purchased before or after the event will not offer the bonus lobby or the Special Requisition Choice Pack Tier 6 Promotional Ship Choice Pack. Packs purchased during the event will open after the event. My bad. Packs purchased during the event but opened after the event ends will still benefit the promotional bonus rewards. So
let me turn on my universal translator. If you buy before the promotion, it's not a promotional pack.
Right.
If you buy after the promotion from the C-Store, it's not a promotional pack.
Yes.
If you have a promotional pack that you bought during the promotion from the C-Store and do not open it, it will remain a promotional pack.
Right.
It will not lose that status.
Apparently there has been some questions about it.
There's always questions about it.
Hence why there's a note.
Wait till we get to the Delta Recruit thing.
Oh, yeah. But yes, if you buy the research and development packs, you get the chance to get one of these special ships, or you get Lobby. Also, along with that, you get all the R&D stuff, so that's really nice. The research and development pack is 300 Zen, and that gives you the multiple different R&D materials, components, as well as random R&D catalysts and accelerators. Or you can get the pack bundle for 1,000 Zen, which gives you 4 of the regular packs from above, which all have their own, promotional thing individually. So there you go. It's a very nice bundle, I have to say, for this, because if you saved up a lot of dill or saved up a lot of Zen, and now you're going for this, you're most likely going to get a ship, I'm sure. But hey, it's still, what is it? What did they say? Luck in the cards, chance or something like that. I don't know. That's it.
Part of the cards. But and not for nothing, you do get a pretty good selection of ships and everything, including the possibility of a Universe class dreadnought if you're a Fed player. You want a Enterprise J type of ship and everything. So, like you pointed out earlier, it's a pretty good collection of ships if you manage to
and if you don't,
actually
you get
drop
Lobby.
a pack and
so
everything.
that's a good one there. You get a whole bunch of Lobby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a guaranteed 10 low buy at least, which is better than a lot of keys I usually drop. But anyways, that's what we have for this particular thing. But coming up on our next big article, and this is one of the very big announcements, something that people have been wanting for years now, has finally come to STO.
Alright, go ahead.
Finally!
Play as a Cardassian! And everything. So, with the new expansion and everything, since it's going to be DS9 centric and everything, we finally have the ability to create a Cardassian. This is going to be coming along with the new faction, or not necessarily new faction, but new expansion, brain fart, but yeah. So, it says, once a dominant force in the Alpha Quadrant, the Cardassian Union fought on the losing side of the Dominion War. The impact of that conflict is felt to this day on Cardassia Prime, left in a devastated state during the war's final days. Despite many hardships, the proud, ruthless, and cunning people of Cardassia have forged their way into the 25th century with a grim determination. So, pretty much, yeah, make Cardassians, and then as far as the traits go, these are actually some pretty good traits. You get the inherent species trait Recalled Tactics. It says Cardassians are well known for their photographic memory and mental strength. It says which is utilized during combat to recall the extensive combat training instruction. For every 5 seconds you are in combat, you will gain 1 stack of Recalled Tactics, which will increase your damage, accuracy, and defense for a short time. Then, the unique ground trait that you get is Superior Mental Fortitude. It increases your resistance to mind-controlling attacks, enhancing innate resistance to the effects of Confuse, Stun, and Placate, and also makes you immune to the Vulcan Nerve Pinch.
Because of the strong neck muscles and bones, but that's just me.
But, yeah, so that's what we've got as far as our Cardassians go and everything. Now, we will be kind of messing around with this whenever we're able to get on Tribble and whatnot. We're still testing a lot of stuff, but from what we're seeing that myself and a good friend of ours, Timberwolf, have been able to come up with, it's looking like the Cardassians are going to be a very good race to roll and everything. Especially if you're somebody that enjoys min-maxing and whatnot. But, anyways, we will have this in the notes for you guys. So you can kind of, I guess, get an idea is what I'm looking for there. But, moving along, we have the level increase to 65
so
blog.
there are a few good pieces of information here on the level increase to 65. First of all, they're increasing to 65.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Right? So we get a level cap increase, which means higher spec point cap and all of that. But there are a few things that are going to happen as we increase up from level 60 to 65. So first of all, and the first big thing, is that if you have a character that is level 60 and has any points whatsoever, even if it's 1 point in bar towards the next specialization point, you will automatically, upon the release of Victory's Life, get a new spec point. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that, awesome, because you could have like 5 points towards your next spec point and get a spec point out of it. Okay, seriously, this is good. Okay, I like this. Also, the amount of XP that it's going to take to get from 60 to 65, I know some people that were around when Delta Rising was released were having flashbacks of the ridiculous amount of time it took to get even 1 spec point. Fear not, they have scaled it appropriately. It is still along the scale with along the same scale as it is from leveling from 50 to 60 as it currently stands. So it's just scaled up a little bit. You need 50,000 more points per level to get from 60 to 65. So instead of let's see, 125,000 to get from 59 to 60, to get from 60 to 61 you need 175,000, and it stays at that point from, you know, up until you get through level 65. Then it goes on to the spec point where you need 159,100 experience points to get the next specialization point. So fear not, they're not going to bring us to a screeching halt on the leveling as they did with Delta Rising. So this is good. Okay. Furthermore, they are offering the new rewards that come with some of these levels are quite awesome. At level 61, you get a Tier 5 ship token and Tier 5 ship upgrade. upgrade token. So not only do you get a tier 5 ship, all you free-to-play players who haven't gotten that before, you also get an upgrade token for it, so you actually get a T5U ship. Okay? At level 62, we get a specialization qualification manual. At 63, we get a new captain ability that they're going to tell us about later. Details coming soon. At 64, we get some elite Gamma Quadrant duty officers. And at 65, we get an epic Admiralty ship. Okay, the CUV Tane, which sounds like it's going to be quite interesting. And they do feel... Go ahead.
Sorry. Just reading the little description, it's the ship of Elam Garrick.
Yes, it is.
That's something right there.
Yeah. But the devs do point out in this blog also what is missing. Okay, so there are no new ranks. So we will not move up from Fleet Admiral. We will still be Fleet Admirals or the appropriate ones for KDF or Fed. Or Romulan. As far as the ship tiers, we are not getting tier 7. We are still tier 6 as our maximum ship tier. And, of course, as always with STO, no price tag. This is a completely free expansion, and everybody can access it regardless of being free-to-play, subscription, or lifetime. Questions, comments?
I'm excited.
So, very big one. Anybody that tells you, just to reiterate this, that we're getting tier 7s with this expansion is full of dog poo. But, I know myself and Timberwolf have been kind of testing this quite a bit and everything, at least over on Tribble, and I actually do have a screenshot that...
no, you did not.
Did I mention Mark 15?
Nope. Say again?
Mark 15 is the thing. It's very nice.
Yes, so gear will be able to be leveled up to Mark 15.
Yes,
I forgot to mention that. Okay, carry on.
Yep. But so the good thing with the Mark 15, to kind of add to that a little bit, any tech points that you already have on the item will not be lost. So if, as a hypothetical, you had a item that is Mark 14, and once you hit the button, it has all the points ready to flip to 15, then as soon as you press the button, or as soon as this actually releases and everything, you could press the button and take it straight into 15. Now, it is a pretty decent upgrade from what we've been able to see so far on Tribble and everything. You're going to notice a pretty decent stat increase on some of the items. Now, as far as the captain powers and everything, like I was starting to say, myself and Timberwolf have been experimenting with this a good bit. Now, we've not actually got to combat test anything yet, but we do actually have a photo that he and I actually took of the new captain powers as they sit currently, last time we played. Now, before I actually show this to you guys, fair warning, this is going to be some slight spoilers for the new powers, so for anybody that does not want to view and everything, this is your heads up warning before I actually drag it onto the screen. So, yep, definitely a bit of a spoiler alert, but this is subject to change, so don't take this as the concrete. This is exactly how they're going to do it. This is just the way it sits now. You drag it over onto the screen here so you guys can see. Alright, so the way they did it was each of the different captains got their own new type of power and everything. Tactical got a power, science, engineer, and so on. Now, the tactical power is pretty straightforward and everything, in that it is a debuff. It is a minus 25 all damage resist rating to targets for 15 seconds. Now, this is in an AoE type of area. Think of it sort of as an AoE version of Fire on My Mark. It can affect up to 20 foes max. So it is a very nasty thing whenever you throw that into an enemy group. So if, say, you've got a bunch of spheres grouped together in an ISA, you could throw this power on them, debuff them a good bit. That will stack together with other things like your attack patterns, things like that. Then we have the co-opt energy weapons. This is the science power. It is a AoE, damage reduction and heal type of thing. It says for 15 seconds to foes within 3 kilometers. It says energy weapon damage is reduced by 100%. Energy damage heals target for 10% of the damage they would normally deal. So basically you're debuffing the enemy, and you're actually healing yourself a little bit at the same time. So very, very nasty little power that can be paired with some of the other things that they've given to science already, such as Scattering Field is one example. Then, probably the one that is going to make Kirby crap her pants the most, and that is the Engineering power. It affects up to 5 foes within 5 kilometers, and then this is the way the numbers actually sat whenever we took the screenshot, but to target it is minus 15.5 aux and weapon power setting for 3 seconds, and to self after those 3 seconds you get a plus 7.8 up to a 32.6 weapon and aux power setting based on the number of targets that you hit for 3 seconds. So basically it zaps the enemy power, and then after 3 seconds you get the benefit of that zapped power. Now this is where Kirby's going to crap herself, is it can, whenever we took the screenshot, can be boosted by Drain Expertise. So if you're running a very Drain heavy build, such as, say, Polarons, as a hypothetical example, you throw this comboed with a Polaron Drain, and you're looking at a near, if not an outright complete shutdown of the enemy target.
Yeah, I have a bunch of build that's been
So,
waiting for this.
oh, I have to, believe me, I have to. But yeah, so that's the 3 powers that it's looking like we're going to have at the moment. But yeah, these powers are definitely nothing to sneeze at, and this is in addition to the 4 powers that each of the captains has currently, so technically 5. But so you're going to have another really good thing to play with in your arsenal. So yeah, that's exactly. I can see uses for all of them and everything. What about you guys?
Something to play around with, better explosions, some newer powers to mess with. I mean, it's more the merrier. You know what I mean?
Yep. Now, from what we can tell, too, and everything, and I know we're kind of getting stuck on this one a little bit, but there is a lot of info to get through with some of this stuff. But this particular thing, with the T5U ship and whatnot, from what we've been able to tell, and we're not going to guarantee these are going to be the exact ships and everything, but it's looking like that for the T5U at least, one of the options will be a Defiant. And from what we were able to tell on Tribble, it will give access to the cloaking device console. So it's going to be essentially, from what we could tell at the time, essentially the C-Store version of the ship, or a variation of it, if that makes sense. Then you've got the captain you've got the specialization qualifications for your bridge officers. And those at the time on Tribble were not working. They were there, but they didn't just have them, or they didn't have them turned on yet. So, if, and this is something I'm going to throw out there, that Kirby may not have thought of, but she will realize what I'm saying as I say this. But if, say, you choose something other than Intel, such as, say, Command, Pilot, Temp Ops, or even Miracle Worker, then that's essentially 2 qualifications, or 2 of the specialists that your bridge officers can cover, assuming you have the Potato Head bridge officer.
The hierarchy.
Which is a pretty big deal for free-to-play. Yeah,
Not everyone
I call
goes
him
by
Mr.
that
Potato
name.
Head. But yeah, well, the hierarchy guy, aka Mr. Potato Head. But yeah, so quite a bit of stuff that they're doing for this expansion. I highly encourage people, again, to get onto the Tribble server, play around with it a little bit, and everything, so you can kind of get ideas as to what you're going to be doing. But anyways, we will have this one in the notes for you guys, so you can check that out. Like I say, there is a lot to get through as far as this stuff, but moving right along, we have our Victory is Life discount packs.
Yep.
That are... Is this yours? Sorry.
This is mine.
I apologize.
It's all good. Oh no, we're all excited for this. I mean, we
are.
We can all talk about it in unison. I don't think we can get all the words right though. But yes, we got the Gamma Vanguard pack. You got these 2 new grand packs, like how when we got the Romulans first, then we had a starter pack, and then you got a grand pack that had like everything in it Romulan. Well, now you got this for a starter pack with a little bit of Gamma Quadrant stuff, and then a grand pack with every Gamma Quadrant thing in the galaxy. Alright, so in the Gamma Vanguard starter pack, which you can pre-order, as here in the article, you get the Tier 6 Jem'hadar Vanguard Dreadnought Cruiser, playable Jem'hadar Vanguard species, the Jem'hadar Tactical Uniform, the title Victory is Life, and title Plain and Simple. You get to see a visual of the cruiser right there. It's so beautiful. But you get a little detail of the little items that you get for the for this group, the starter pack here. But we'll get into better detail when we get to the Gamma Vanguard Grand Pack, just the regular Vanguard pack. But you can also pre-order. Here, you get the Tier 5 Jem'hadar Dreadnought Carrier, the Tier 5 Jem'hadar Heavy Escort Carrier, the Tier 6 Vanguard Raider, the Tier 6 Vanguard Dreadnought Cruiser, the Tier 6 Vanguard Warship, the Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Science Dreadnought, the Damar class, the Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Flight Deck Cruiser, the Gamor class, the Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Escort, the Tapa class, playable Cardassian, playable Jem'hadar, Jem'hadar Tactical Uniform, 3 high-end upgrade kits, 2 large XP boosts, the title Gamma Vanguard, title Victory is Life, title Engineered for Victory, title Citizen of Terrak Nor, title Family is All, and title Plain and Simple. And now let's go take a look at these ships.
Oh, goodness.
I know. I'm just so excited about these ships. I mean, if you guys are one of the people that are out there going, oh, I've always wanted the Jem'hadar ships, you know, they're so good. Like, as soon as you got the Dreadnought carrier, you're set, and then you saw that they came out with the Tier 6 version. Well, you're in luck. Because here's the Dreadnought carrier. Yeah, it's very nice. It's a really good ship. And then there's the Heavy Escort carrier.
Yep.
It's still the same from what you get normally. And, yeah. Would you like to go into detail for that one?
Yeah, I was going to say, so you do get the Tier 5 Jem'hadar Dreadnought Carrier. This is the one that was once available only by Lobby.
Yep.
Okay. And is now included in the pack for every character on the account.
Yep.
And it comes with a free T5U upgrade.
Yep. So, the good thing, too, about that is these are actually the ships that, like Kirby had said, were retired. So, yeah, now you're getting essentially lockbox quality for your entire account.
Plus
With
new
the
stuff.
upgrade.
Yeah, with the upgrade.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
Uh-huh.
Now, I do like to read these little snippets they have for the new ship, so I'm gonna do my best dramatic voice for some of this. For the Tier 6 Jem'hadar Vanguard Raider, these nimble light craft are even more maneuverable and evasive than the older attack ships seen in action during the Dominion War. Their frequent use in the subtle operations and sometimes take them away from the safety of the fleet. Means that they are outfitted to be versatile and capable of performing well in a wide variety of situations. This ship is for the Dominion captains only initially. It will be outfitted with Tier 6 Starship Mastery unlocks, which enable its use on all other characters on your account once attained. So, yeah, you get that Gamma Quadrant character, like Kirby said, and now everyone gets to use it.
Yep.
The Jem'hadar Vanguard Dreadnought Cruiser, a obvious step up from the previous one, frequently acting as the flagship of Dominion fleets. This commanding starship is just as suited to the frontline assault as it is leading its fellow starships in strategic strikes from a position of authority. And it also, yeah. The Jem'hadar Vanguard warship. The Dominion needs a heavy offensive powerhouse. This is the new starship of choice to send into the thick of it all. More sturdy and robust than the older escorts, without sacrificing much in the way of firepower. So that is your upgrade from the escort carrier, heavy escort carrier. Then you get to the Cardassian ships, which more Cardassian ships. Everyone's excited. The
Gotta keep up with those Cardassians.
The Intel Science Dreadnought, Damar class. This soaring juggernaut leads the line of the new cloak-enabled intelligence-focused starships, focusing on the misdirection and undermining of enemy effectiveness. The Damar class bears the honor of being named for the martyred military leader that helped free Cardassia from the Dominion oppression during the Dominion War, which paved the way for further social reforms and prosperity for the people of Cardassia. Next one is the Intel Flight Deck Cruiser, the Gamorrean class. This sturdy vessel supports a wing of strike fighters that, while also supplying a frontline defense stronghold for both support and sustained offense. It is well-rounded and capable of responding to a wide variety of tactical scenarios, and can utilize its Cardassian cloaking device to deploy forces behind enemy lines, or escape if the tide of battle turns against it. Then you got the Cardassian Intel Escort, the Tapa class. Part reconnaissance vessel and part strike ship. The Tapa class designed for the decisive offensive actions and can rely on its intelligence abilities to evade enemy defenses or undermine their effectiveness. Few see it coming, and even fewer are able to react before it's too late. After that, you get to see the playable Cardassian species in the standard Odyssey uniform, as well as the Fortescue uniforms. And after that, you get the image of the Jem'hadar that you'll get to mess around with. The new Jem'hadar tactical uniforms. And then all the Vanguard extras. The large XP boost, the high-end upgrade kits, and then all the titles. I'm excited. How about you?
I am excited.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, and keep in mind as well, folks, for the Dreadnought carrier, stuff like that. The Tier 6s will still actually exist that we have now, as well the Keldon and stuff like that. So you'll still have some lockbox ships you can go after to go along with what you can get from these packs. Though there is one thing that I noticed,
Yeah.
I'm sure Artie's going to agree with me on this, and everything, is if you look at the Gamora class, it looks like
That's
the old
exactly what I was gonna
Golvastan
go
from
over,
Star Trek
in a
Armada
moment,
2.
Because the Mar class, it actually looks a lot like the... it's also from Star Trek Armada 2. I can't remember its name now. It had the giant gun at the bottom of it. Whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have only one thing to
So,
say about that.
Yeah?
We're
Kulinor.
talking about Spaceship Barbie.
Yes.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah.
Look. As soon as someone says
Oh,
ship
God.
porn, I'm ready for this. Because Cardassian
Have-
ships are my thing.
Okay. Have I mentioned I've been drinking?
You have now.
Yeah, you have now. And I'm pretty sure that's the Kulinor
Yeah.
that you're thinking of
Thank
there,
you.
Artie,
Thank you. It's just missing
for
the
the
giant
Damar
gun.
class.
Which, funny enough, a little funny thing,
Yep.
if you play Star Trek Armada 1, and you play that one Romulan mission where you find the Omega Particle, the Damar class is actually a smaller Galor, apparently. It's supposed to be like an escort version of the Galor. At least that's what they say there. So I'm glad that the Damar class is actually a big, beefy dreadnought now.
Yep.
And the Tasapa class reminds me of the
I can see that.
the Hideki, just faster and a little bit larger on the sides.
I was actually going to say I hope they do use this as a chance to bring in the Hideki. But, and also I am kind of hopefully trying to con them into throwing
wink,
Level
I
1 in the
getcha.
pack, if you know what I mean, just throwing that out there.
I would also love if they somehow
nudge,
like,
nudge.
I know many people don't like small crafts, but add the Cardassian small craft in there. You know, the little tiny one that you barely see in DS9. That's a good one. Very nice one.
Yep.
Alright. Moving right along.
But, anyways, we will have this in the notes for you guys and whatnot. Like I said, we kind of took a little bit longer than we wanted to here, but there's quite a few ships and stuff to mention with this. But moving along, we have an upgrade weekend for the PC.
Surprise.
But from April the 19th until April the 23rd, we will have an upgrade weekend on PC. And during this time, all of the technology points we get from upgrades are doubled. Meaning instead of their standard allotment of tech upgrades, they will now award double what they did prior for this weekend. So basically cutting the amount of tech upgrades, in theory at least, that you'll need to upgrade an item in half. So
Yes.
basically a 2 for the price of
One
one
thing
deal.
that I recommend, I know a lot of people have been starting new tunes. We'll talk about why later. But a lot of people have been starting new tunes this weekend, on PC especially. So what I would recommend to those of you who have been doing that is take the time to go and get any gear that you want to be leveled up with you throughout and place the upgrade on the gear. Even if you're not going to play the character until well after, place the upgrade on the gear, apply it now, because in that way it will take it through to, for example, level 9 on your weapons, you know, from just that one single upgrade now versus level 6 if you don't do it now.
Yeah, you could totally just sit on a kickover upgrade until you get to
Right,
the
exactly.
level that's needed. Yeah.
So totally, just like take the brand new tune, take any gear that you want to take with it, that you want to upgrade with it. Like I went and got all the gear that I want to carry through on one tune today, and I just applied an upgrade to everything. And just, you know, and it's just going to sit there until I need it. So that double, you know, XP or the double tech points that I get for that upgrade, because I applied it today or during this weekend, is double what it would have been had I waited until, say, Monday afternoon. So things to think about for those of you leveling up those new tunes.
Yep.
And we also should mention this will affect Phoenix upgrades
yes.
and Omega Tech upgrades.
That's what I've been using.
The only exceptions being the Ultimate Tech upgrades for obvious reasons,
graphics,
but...
Yes.
Yep. Soon to be
Yes.
Mark
Yes,
15 epic,
What's the next
hopefully.
color? They can't go back to
But,
green or anything. They've already used the rainbow colored.
They could go to
Yeah, I was going to say they
orange,
haven't
or they could
used
go to
all of
red.
them. They haven't used red or orange.
A good orange probably work. And then slide in the red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things to think about.
Things to think about. Yeah, since, I mean, you know...
Don't give them ideas.
Bright yellow or gold. Now, slide it into orange and then into red would make sense.
Because red's going critical.
Anyway. Yes, it is. See, those RPers, you
Yep.
think of great things.
But...
Okay.
But anyways, we'll have that in the notes for you guys. Definitely check that out. Definitely get those pieces of gear upgraded that you've been after for a while. But up next, we have an R&D weekend for
R&D
console.
weekend for console. So from April 19th at 8 a.m. till Monday, April 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time, you get extra R&D. So this means that you get bonus points for your R&D projects. This means that all R&D packs throughout the game give out an extra 25% of the items they currently disperse for the duration. And where else was looking? And have a chance to reward a catalyst. You also get 1,000 extra points if you're doing the large research projects to level up an R&D school. Okay, for example, is it 1,000? No, it's it's 50%. Sorry, my bad, 50%. Okay, and so yeah, so definitely a good time to focus on your crafting and your R&D and gathering materials and opening boxes.
Which, by the way, this does coincide with the console R&D promotional ship thing. So
Yes, it does.
something to remind you guys about from previous article.
Yes, great connection there, Artie.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Questions, comments, or are we moving along?
But, yeah, that about covers it, I guess. But, anyways, now's the time to focus on some of that crafting, get some extra mats and everything built up. But, moving along, we have the PC patch notes for the 19th.
I'm just going to read down the list and stop me if you notice something that you need to add on. Starting with updates and events. XP Boost has been updated to provide a more improved boost to gaining extra XP. All XP pools will now grant a 50% boost to the bonus XP earned from the previous 20% bonus. Bonus pool size has also increased. The small XP boosts have gone from 1,000 to 25,000. The price for these in the C-store have not changed. The Grande XP boost has gone from 3,000 to 50,000. The Venti XP boost... Sorry, hold on, I need a moment.
You noticed that at the end.
The Venti XP boost has gone from 6,000 to 100,000, and the large XP boost has gone from 10,000 to 150,000.
I think the people who named these spend a lot of time in StarWars.
I think that's where they got the idea, yeah.
I think so.
Isn't a
Just
Venti
a hunch.
larger than a large?
I don't know.
It doesn't even mean large.
Not in game. Apparently.
Not
The price
Questioning a
tag for
thing.
these in the C store have gone up from 975 Zen to 600. Wait, gone
Gone
down. My
down?
bad. It's just gone.
Gone
It
up?
says gone. I don't know where I got the up from. But it's gone down to 600 Zen. Woo.
That's a pretty good, yeah.
I'm gonna call that a glitch in his
Kill all
mobile
humans.
emitter.
Kill all humans. These changes will affect all currently owned and unused XP bonus pool items. These changes will not affect active XP bonus pools. More information can be found on the article listed. Alright, next. Yes.
Which is actually our
we'll get to
next
that in a
article, I
moment.
believe.
Yes.
The Delta Recruit event has returned, which we'll get to that in a little bit too. From April 19th to May 17th, each new captain and player creates will be a Delta Recruit. This excludes captains that were... what?
I would go ahead and skip over the rest
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
going to skip over that
Talking
because you
about
guys are
later.
going to talk about that. Yeah, let's go down to general.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I don't want to ruin
Yeah.
surprises.
Exactly.
Alright, general. Resolved an issue that could prevent the passive bonus from intelligence and temporal operative specializations from applying in some cases. Resolved an issue that prevented players who had unlocked the Paradox Corrector or Temporal Negotiator from reclaiming one. In Everything Old is New, resolved an issue that could cause the mission to break when interacting with McCoy.
Finally.
Everyone would break when they're interacting with McCoy anyway, but Starbase 24, Starbase 24, all players should have their effective level arranged for this map. This will allow low-level players to contribute in groups with higher-level players. The bartender on Drozana has recovered the long-lost recipe of the nerve tonic.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there for a second. First
Go
of all,
ahead.
it's Drozona, according to this.
Oh,
So
Drozana! Oh
somebody-
my goodness! I didn't even notice that either.
Yeah, so that's number one. But I think we all know that's meant to be Drozana, so there you go.
Drozana, what is this new map?
I know.
Everyone go
But,
look for this place.
So I was actually asked earlier today if
Yep.
this meant that in the mission, What Lies Beneath? So, no. The one with Scotty where you gotta go get the nerve tonic.
Oh, that's Night of the Comet.
Yeah, if in the mission Night of the Comet, that meant you no longer had to go and ask Scotty and then run to so-and-so and run to this person and run to that person and then tell him, I wanted shower and I wanted this and I wanted that and I wanted... If it just meant you went to the bar, you went to the bartender and went, I need a nerve tonic. He goes, here you go.
But there's many
And
nerve tonics, as he tells
I'll
you.
be honest, exactly, but, you know, I honestly told him I don't know, and this note is not entirely clear. I read this, and you guys can comment on this, but I read this as meaning that when I go into the 25th century Drozana and talk to the bartender there, they will have a nerve tonic for me to buy.
Yes.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, from how it sounds, they're not going to change the Night of the Comet thing. So you're not. So you still have to go over and go. Yeah, I want it in this sort of glass with a little bit of this on it, garnished with that. Yeah, you're probably still going to have to do that. Yeah.
Because I mean, in Night of the Comet, you are on Drozana when you have to go and do that. You know, that bartender is on Drozana.
I'll be surprised if it's the same nerve tonic that you ordered.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised if they changed the mission in that way. But, you know, just putting it out there, so let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Whether we are, you know, which way it is, and we'll check it out too and let you know.
Okay, and the last two items we have here is resolved an issue where the cross field was not displaying the registry and ship names, and resolved some minor animation issues with stances, idle animations, and sprinting. Yeah, I've run into that sprinting one. Just like your legs just stop moving and you're just like sliding a little bit. I've had that one. That was fun.
That sounds like a very interesting animation.
Yeah, but I think we need to get on to that next article. That one's exciting.
It is. Chris?
Yep. But anyways, as far as our patch notes goes, we'll have that linked for you guys. But moving along, we have our XP boosters being increased. So we kind of touched base on this a little bit already.
Now you have it in
Everything, but the XP boosters that are available in game, well, now we have this in the form of the article.
Yeah, now you got a 4-minute article.
That's pretty much it.
For your purchase power, you know. More bang for your buck.
I just really wonder if they're actually naming it, you know, Venti and stuff like that. That would be funny.
I don't know. Has anybody looked in the Z-Store? Let's look in the Z-Store.
Yeah, let's look at the Z-Store. That's under items, right?
I haven't looked,
That's
so,
a good question.
Large.
It would be under boots. I see large.
Be under...
I see small. I see... Yeah, I don't see a Venti and a...
Yep.
Yeah, I just see large.
Another one. Yeah, I see large and small. Man, that's what I'm thinking.
Unless they're from the lockbox or something like that, maybe.
Is that maybe the others are from the lockbox? But, okay, there you go.
Idea.
So, large and small from the C-Store, and the others are most likely from the lockbox from what we see.
Yep, but anyways, definitely, yeah, stock up on those XP boosters while you can and everything, and yeah. But anyways, moving along, we have our 20% off ships and stuff in the low-buy store for
So
console.
20% off ships and shuttles in the Lobby store and R&D packs. So, you know, you have that R&D promotion, you have that R&D weekend, and now you have a 20% off R&D sale in addition to 20% off ships and shuttles in the Lobby store. Now we want to be clear, this is not ships and shuttles in the C store, you know, or that you buy for Zen. This is what these are ones you get for Lobby. Okay? But the R&D packs are on sale. So, and this lasts until April 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Comments, questions?
It just seems like they really want you to get those Lobby ships at this point.
It
I'm
does.
excited.
I am too.
Yep.
It's a lot of cool stuff in just a short amount of time, really. So this is one, like, those golden moments that you're just like, grab what you can as soon as you can. It's just it's really nice. Everything's like flowing real well right now with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Grab what you can and run like heck. But,
Yep.
yeah, that pretty much sums it up. You know, cheaper stuff out of the low-buy store. So if you've got a ship that you've been eyeing from the low-buy store, now is definitely the time to go and get it. But moving along, we have our interview with Chase Masterson.
Star Trek Online has recently been able to interview our good old Leeta, Chase Masterson, and talk about her, you know, joining in on Victory's life, as well as a few other things like different, lost the word there, charities, and stuff like that. I don't know why I lost that word, but it's a really nice read. I don't want to spoil anything because it's a really good read. But it does cover quite a few different things that we'll be seeing later on, as well as some more in-depth details that we get into Victory's life, at least for Leeta's case, I feel like. And then they also talk about the anti-bullying organization Pop Culture Hero Coalition, which Chase Masterson helps with. And they go over that quite a bit. And yeah, it's comments.
Looks like an interesting interview. It looks like she's got some really good insights into Leeta's character and things like that, and why Deep Space Nine resonates with people, and you know, looks like an interesting read and interview. So
Oh yeah. Also, it also mentions that at the bottom it shows that Chase Masterson will be joining the Star Trek cruise, and you click the link there to for a chance to enter and win the 6-day cruise, which I'm pretty sure is that thing already over? No? To win a cabin? Yeah. But hey, you know, she's there.
It's, yeah.
Hey.
But definitely check this out and whatnot if you're somebody that enjoys interviews, you know, kind of catching up with the cast and whatnot. This is something you'll probably enjoy. But moving along, we have the Moving Shadows RP blog. Now, I haven't got to go through this one a lot
Me and teachers
myself.
got this one then.
We got this
But,
one covered because we were talking about this.
yeah.
So,
Would you like to go first, or shall I?
well, it's definitely an interesting read. I found the monsters they described to be reminiscent of a race that we previously encountered, other than the Herc. So it kind of, I'm like going, or is it the Herc? Is it somebody else we've seen before? Why would it be that somebody else? And I'm not going to say who. I encourage you to read it and see for yourself what you think of who the aliens might be, or speculate as to why they might be described the way they are, and who that reminds you of. There was actually an interesting theory floated by one of our friends as to why this might be related to the aliens that I immediately thought of hearing these descriptions.
Oh yeah. My whole thing about it is I like that it gives you the point of view of a group of people that are in the Gamma Quadrant when this is all going down, and then basically having these creatures just show up at their doorstep, and just the excitement, and then the view that they have towards it. It's like you don't have in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant, Klingons are there, there's Romulans, there's humans, there's everyone else. You know who they are. When you're in the Gamma Quadrant, yeah, they're all the way over there. There's nothing for us to worry about. And then you're like, oh, it might be a Klingon. Oh, that would be great. That's not a Klingon.
Nope, that's not a Klingon. But definitely, yeah. It was definitely an interesting read. I was on the edge of my seat, shattering my fingernail, biting my fingernails. Well, not quite, because my nail stylist would kill me. But, Plus, I don't think my teeth would hold up well against acrylic. But anyway.
No, but yeah, we do recommend reading this, and then I personally, as the RPer here, I want to hear what you guys' fan theories are, because I may, just do a whole weekend of talking about the fan theories and see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah.
But
yes,
apparently I need to read through this some more then. But anyways, we will have that in our notes and everything for you guys, for people that we're into the RP blogs and whatnot. We don't really want to spoil anything. That's one thing that we always try not to do here on the show. We try to give maybe little subtle hints. That way the people that have actually read it can pick it up. Because we want to give everybody a chance to read it, and everything that actually wants to read it without having spoiled it. Because we don't want to be the proverbial that guy.
Like this, because I want to sit there and go, well, they said this, and they said this, and that points to this race, and like I did with Artie before the show.
The best thing I can do is look at the picture that they give, and then be like, why did they pick that picture?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting choice.
Yep. But anyways, we will have this in the description and everything for you. But coming up on our last article of the evening, we have the return of the Delta Recruits.
For the first time since 2015, the Delta Recruit program is returning It's on PC live right now at the recording of this episode. It just started this past Thursday, April 19th, and will be going until May 17th, 2018 on PC. It will later be coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So the Delta Recruit is basically you start a character, you make it a Delta Recruit. The way you do that is by playing through the tutorial. So do not skip the tutorial. You play through the tutorial, you become a Delta Recruit. You get a special item called a Tesseract, and that gives you additional tasks to complete as you play through the storyline. And these tasks, as you complete it and everything, you allow you to do account-wide unlocks for all of your characters. And this is in perpetuity. So you make a new character, 3 months from now or 5 years from now, assuming the game's still around, which I'm going to assume it will be. These characters will still be able to go back and claim these Delta rewards that you unlock, from this Delta Recruit that you start now. Now, to answer a few common questions, you have to create the Delta Recruit during the time period. You do not have to finish all the tasks during the time period. The only thing you have to guarantee is that you have the Tesseract in your inventory. Okay? If you have the Tesseract in your inventory, then you will be a Delta Recruit forever and ever, amen.
There is one thing I do want to point out.
Yes.
From what I believe is going on as well, the 23rd century captains cannot be Delta Recruits, I believe.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, there are 3 kinds of Delta Recruits. There are the Plain Jane Federation, Fedi Bears. There's the Plain Jane Klingons, KDFs, and there's the Romulan. And it is important to note that Romulan is a different faction. And as Artie pointed out, the Agents of Yesterday or 23rd century characters cannot be Delta Recruits. Their storyline conflicts. Okay, so they are not able to be Delta Recruits. So, now, here's another important thing we were going to talk about, a bunch of Delta Recruit stuff, and I said, don't get me started. Well, here's another thing. So, in order to unlock all of the account-wide rewards available for Delta Recruits, you need to make one Delta Recruit from each faction, meaning one Federation, one KDF, and one Romulan, if you are interested in unlocking every last little thing available from doing a Delta Recruit. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, one thing that was asked of me, if I make a Federation and don't make a Romulan and Klingon, will that Federation no longer be a Delta Recruit when the event finishes? The answer to that is no. Once you have the Tesseract in your inventory, you will be a Delta Recruit forever and ever, amen. Okay? If you only want to make one for one faction, go for it. But it does mean that you'll be missing out on things that only Romulan Delta Recruits can unlock, and only Klingon Recruits can unlock if you make only a Fed. So, important things to think about. Questions? Comments?
No, I think he covered everything. I will also note that if you do want to know more about the rewards, in the article there's a little link about the rewards that you can go over. It shows you step by step of what you get and what you have to do to get it. So
yeah. And once you unlock the rewards by claiming them on your Delta Recruit, go with your other non-Delta Recruit characters and go talk to the temporal agent for your faction and claim those account-wide unlocks. You will not be sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bonuses are bonuses are bonuses. It's really nice.
Exactly.
it almost feels like it's free if it's on a non-Delta recruit character, to be honest. But it's not. I mean, it is.
Well,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
It's just it's another character's all his work. My guy didn't have to do anything.
exactly. All you guys had to do was go talk to the temporal agent.
Yep.
I hate temporal mechanics.
Yeah, see? I know.
But anyways, that's what we've got for the articles for this evening. Because there was actually a lot of stuff to get through this week, a lot of important stuff and everything, I'm not actually going to be explaining the budget build this week like I might normally do, because I doubt y'all want to hear me yapping for another 30 minutes. But instead, what I'm actually going to do for you guys is you're actually going to get a 2-for-1 deal in terms of budget builds this week whenever I go to upload the episode. And whenever I upload this particular episode and everything, what I'm actually going to do for you guys is I'm going to put together a budget build for the T5 versions of the old ships. This is the T5 Heavy Escort Carrier and the T5 Dreadnought and everything. These are the ones that were retired or that people may have. So I'm going to give you guys still a budget build. I'm just not really going to go over it on the show, at least this week, like I might normally otherwise would.
And I completely forgot
But,
one thing I wanted to mention about the Delta recruit. So
And,
I noticed
do
when I
tell.
was starting to collect rewards that the Delta recruit, one of the rewards for certain things is choice boxes for marks. And those boxes, it is important to note, they only have choices up to the Delta reputation. Any reputation that came after the Delta reputation is not currently included in those choice boxes. And I think, I don't know what you guys think, but I think that Cryptic needs to take a look at that and maybe go and unlock the other reps that have happened since then in order to support the new Delta recruits that are coming out.
I have to agree because I don't. They only get the, like you're saying, the marks up to the Delta stuff. They don't even get the
Right.
Iconian stuff,
So
which
no
is what the Delta
Iconian.
guys were for.
Yeah, so no Iconian, no Temporal, no Terran, no Lucari, and no competitive. So that's 5 reps right there that are not included at all. And yeah, so that's kind of. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth because it's a good thing that's coming back and it was unexpected, and I'm really happy with that it's back. You know, especially for those that had not had the opportunity to create, you know, newer characters or newer players that had not had the opportunity to do one before. It's a good thing that it's back, but
Some
I
PvE
think they
users
need
are just
to
hard
look
to
at,
do.
yeah, I think they need to look at fully supporting that, and you know, that support to the newer characters or the newer players, and you know, or to the new characters that you're making, and make all the mark choices available.
I could see Iconian
okay,
marks,
so they
but I
do
couldn't see
get the
anything
Iconians,
past
okay.
that.
No, they don't.
Because
They don't. Oh,
Nope.
I'm saying I could see that as
Okay.
far as what I think they should unlock, but to me, I can't see anything beyond that because that would kind of go
I
against the
mean,
spirit
they
of what the
could
Delta
probably
recruit
get away
was.
with competitive war games, but that's just me.
No, see, I don't think it gets. See, personally, I don't think it gets in the
Oh.
way of what the spirit of, because the spirit of it is to support that Delta recruit and support the rest of the account by giving rewards that you know, that help that character to be, you know, ready to hit the ground running, as it were. And if
Right.
you're leaving out almost half of the reps, I mean, we have 11 reps now, and you're leaving out 5 of those.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, going
Yes and
outside
no,
from game story,
but-
like the Delta Recruit story itself, and going into game mechanics, I could agree with that because there's so much that that having those extra marks being gathered while you're doing the
Yeah.
Delta Recruit stuff, and then using that for the other reputations, it's such a blessing. That would be great.
It is. It is.
But
It
for the
really is.
story, if we're going just the Delta Recruit story, I could see where Blade's making his argument. but we're not. But
I
that's
can.
that's the two sides I see. To be honest, yeah. So it's
I
the whole.
can see his argument, but I think the you know, the spirit of it, you know, is to, like I said, to help the Delta recruit to be more supported and to hit the ground running and to, you know, and whatnot. And I think if you're leaving out almost half of the reps, then it's kind of falling flat on that. You know, and that really is my only gripe.
Right.
I know, right.
But
I don't like not being happy.
anyways.
Anyway.
But anyways, that's well, I think that's official everything now as far as that goes. But as far as Bug's Corner goes and whatnot this week, you know, I can say that I am working with things on Tribble, trying to hopefully work out any of the bugs before it goes live, but not really too awful much. This week I can really touch base on that.
I told you about earlier.
Do what?
Do we want to touch base?
Yeah, that. Which
okay.
I have ways to test that, but I want to test that before I say anything, so I don't want to freak
Well, now nobody
people
knows
out.
details. Now everyone's going to be in a scare because they don't know.
Right? No. Be afraid.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. But, anyways, moving on to our next segment of the evening, we have our next to last segment of the evening. We have the Teacher's Corner.
I
What do you
have
get for
our
us this
first
week?
look at the revamped Deep Space Nine, fresh off of Tribble. So you actually, J-Dog, and J-Dog, you, Darkblade, and J-Dog, and myself, a friend of ours named J-Dog, and myself went over to Tribble and went on DS9 and ran around and checked it out and went, ooh, look at that. Isn't that great?
They work.
And all of that. Yeah, the doors, they work, and it's Quark's, and Quark's there, and hey, that's not Quark's voice, and you know, and the whole bit, you know, and we just ran around and we did our thing and we explored and we chatted with each other and talked to each other and oh, I saw this earlier, and you know, and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, there was definitely an Easter egg moment in there where there was an auditory Easter egg that I implore you to watch for in the video. But yeah, so it was a fun thing to do and to make, and check it out if you want to get your first look at Deep Space Nine. Comments, questions?
For those that have not, that are not able to go to Tribble and whatnot, the video does really give a very in-depth run of DS9. I feel like, I mean, I'm able to go, and I felt like the video did just the same justice. So.
Awesome. Well, I did. I made a point to run around like the entire circle, and you know, and check out everything, and you know, so yeah.
All it was missing was me jumping through the door 10 times for a few minutes. In and out, in and out. That's all it's missing.
But, anyways, definitely check that out. I'll have that in the description for you guys, so you can get a look at Deep Space Nine if that's something you're interested in previewing early, or if you want to wait till the expansion, either or. But, anyways, coming up on the final segment of this evening, we have the RP Corner with Artie.
I'm doing a little bit of a
week,
slightly different thing. It's actually a Foundry mission, or missions, I should say, review. From a good Foundry author named P. Sutherland. He's created a series of missions called Mirror Wars, where you, the player, get to take your captain, or whatever, and basically play their Mirror Universe counterpart. So, your Federation captain going all the way around the universe saving people, well, now you're the Mirror Universe captain that goes, oh, that's a new alien, he looks funny, I shot him in the face. That's nice. So, these are the missions. He now has 3 different grand stories, 5 episodes each. And just to give a quick synopsis of each series without, delving too much information and having, basically people turned off by the the too much spoilers bit. So here we go. Mirror Wars 1, Part 1 through 5. You take the center chair as your captain's mirror counterpart and join in on the invasion of the Prime Universe with O'Brien, which you may remember from the old Mirror Universe invasion. And with the the Mirror Universe with the yellow markings. Yeah, you get to find new races, destroy your enemies, and find a way back through the looking glass for the Empire. That gets very exciting. Blow everyone up. In Mirror Wars 2, basically new prey lurk beyond the portal to the Prime Universe. You get to join Admiral Leeta and the other Terran Empire admirals as an Inquisitor of the Emperor, and you get to bring terror to the Alpha Quadrant. Join in on the first strikes into Federation space, stop the advancing counterattacks, and find a secret that may shock the Empire to its core. Rampage through the enemy lines and break the spines of dissidents within the Terran ranks. Glory to the Empire! Sorry, I get really into this, aren't I?
I can tell.
And the third one...
Exciting.
Oh yeah. And the third one, which is the most recent one that goes along with newer missions and whatnot, I don't think it covers the Zinkesti stuff yet. But Mirror Wars 3, defeat. The Admiral Leeta and her forces have been beaten back by the Allies in the Prime Universe, and the Emperor has branded her a failure and a traitor. Due to this, heretics in the Terran Empire begin to stir and starting vying for the Civil War. As Inquisitor to the Emperor, you must wipe out the sprawling rebels and keep the Empire a whole. You basically gotta stop little skirmishes, but there's probably something bigger going on. Wink. But as you can probably already tell, my overall opinion about these missions is very high. It's just, they're very nice if you ever really wanted to play a Mirror Universe character. I feel like these give a really good feel to it. Like you're playing the ruthless character, the one that's basically unpredictable, the one that people look at you like, oh no, he probably eats people, or he stabs crew members, and he sees a woman, he's like, that one, dibs. Yeah, I'm a badass. I'm terrible. I'm a jerk. I'm an asshole. Whatever. But that guy, you get to be the bad guy for once, and it's very in depth with how it feels, to be honest. And within each Mirror Wars, you get to see a more fluid feel to the other characters and NPCs that you meet, and you get the somewhat, not a relationship, but you do see those NPCs more often. And it makes it feel like this is an actual show. You're basically playing episodes in Star Trek Online, but you're the Mirror Universe you, and everything else is still going. It's great. There's even a few Easter eggs here and there for things that you may notice from other stories and other Foundry missions, as well as a few funnies that I found in Mirror Wars 2, which I would say a lot of people have to, when you play through them, you'll have to pause, re-look through your chat log and be like, is that what that person actually said? Some pretty funny stuff. But yeah, I do recommend everyone to go out and try to play this. It's on Foundry right now. Go. Do.
Sounds interesting.
Indeed. But anyways, folks, hope you all have enjoyed that. That's pretty much what we've got for a show for this evening and whatnot. We've ran quite a bit longer than what we normally do, and that's without a budget build, which is not really surprising because we can definitely yak.
Ships, which are really nice.
Yeah, we did. And not for nothing, there was a lot to get through this week. But, like I said, for those people that did want a budget build and everything, I'm going to give you guys a 2-for-1 deal and everything whenever this episode goes up and everything. Even though we didn't go over them on the show, we will still have some budget builds in the description and everything for you guys to check out. But, anyways, that's what we have for a show this week and whatnot. But, quick shout-outs to our good friends over at the Temporal Armada. Very cool bunch of people. Be sure to check those guys out. Also, be sure to check out our other good friends over at the Kurtang Pirate Radio. The party is there. As always, as far as our budget builds go, if you have a request you'd like to see us do, please feel free to submit that and everything to us. Let us know, hey, this is what I'm after. I want to be a tank, or I want to be a damage dealer, or I want to be a space wizard, or whatever it is you're looking to do, and whatever your build style is, we'll try to hook you up with a build there and everything. Let us know, hey, I've got this ship, this is what I want to do. I've got maybe a mid-range budget, or I've just got a bare bones type of budget, and we'll be sure to hook you up. If you feel that your ship and gear is in order, but maybe you want to try to improve your piloting a little bit, get a little brief video clip if you're piloting, submit that to us through our website and everything, and we'll be sure to help you out there. If you've got any requests for Teacher's Corner, maybe there's a specific aspect of the game you don't quite understand it and everything, but you want to, feel free to submit that to TeacherKirby. She does take requests and everything. But also, if you've got anything for the RP Corner, maybe there's a specific type of situation you don't hardly know how to RP it out, or you just want maybe some opinions over the best way to approach a storyline, feel free to submit those.
Yep,
Artie does take requests as well.
I do look forward to see what you guys have to say about those fan theories and about victory is life and whatnot.
And there you go. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. But, anyways, folks, that's what we've got for a show this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and everything. But for now, folks, this is the Pilot Review Show reminding you to have your tribbles spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.